America is often aligned with words such as equality and liberty, which makes sense because as Americans we take pride in the institution that has granted us our fundamental rights for 230 years now. But did you know that in the presidential election of 2016, nearly 6 million Americans with felony convictions were prohibited from their right to vote? While many argue felon disenfranchisement is unjust, felon disenfranchisement assures that those that have committed crimes severe enough to be considered a felony continue to face the repercussions and pay their debt to society. Firstly, felon voting rights vary between each state. For example, in 36 states and D.C., felons automatically regain their right to vote upon release or until the completion of their sentences, including parole and/or probation. In Maine and Vermont, everyone has the right to vote regardless of criminal history, whereas in Florida, Iowa, Kentucky, and Virginia, anyone with a felony conviction is permanently disenfranchised. That is, until April of 2016, Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe signed an executive order that would reinstate voting rights for over 200,000 convicted felons. While this appears to be an ideal way to strengthen democracy and encourage voter participation, by blatantly restoring the privilege of voting, our society can't be certain that felons, hypothetically participating, have genuinely redefined themselves and seek to be a part of the reform of this nation. Moreover, according to the National Review, Democrat Governor McAuliffe is known to have close personal ties to the Clintons and has received $13.4 million from Clinton Foundation owners. By signing this executive order so close to Election Day, it's hard not to question his honest motive. Does he really believe in the good faith of Virginians and their ability to quote-unquote turn a new leaf, or does he really want to increase the state's voter rolls? Keep in mind, this order will increase Virginia's voter count by about 4%, and convicted felons tend to vote Democrat. In fact, 2 out of 3 felons who are released from prison commit another crime within 3 years. In this case, if you can't follow the law, even the second time around, why should you be allowed to take part in creating laws you aren't willing to follow yourself? Having the right to vote requires a certain level of responsibility and trustworthiness. Yet many argue that state voting laws were created with a discriminatory intent. For instance, disenfranchisement has stripped 1 in 13 African Americans from their right to vote. Without a doubt, African Americans faced a long, rigorous road to secure their right to vote. However, Reconstruction amendments post-Civil War legally prohibit the state the ability to deny anyone the right to vote on the basis of race, and were created with the intention to protect the right to vote for African Americans specifically. Section 1 of the 15th Amendment declares, "The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude." Moreover, for certain groups to have statistically committed specific crimes more than others does not equate the voting law to be racist. Ultimately, felon disenfranchisement serves as a device to protect the nation's best interest from those that have disobeyed the law.